I haven't done one of these in a little bit, and I'm going to try to use a different recording method. So we'll see how this works. I was thinking about symbolism. I know symbolism is something that is with everyone, I think. And for whatever reason, my mind integrates a lot of symbolism and associates a lot of symbols and ideas to a multitude of things. It's interesting. I don't really know if other people's brains necessarily work in a similar way. And I've always thought it a bit strange that when I think of something like a ball, let's say, like a basketball, I think that when you say something like that, like basketball, baseball, people might focus on the particulars about it, about how it looks, how it feels, how it sounds. But for me, I think my most immediate reaction or thought process actually involves associating that particular object to other similar objects, as well as the knowledge and memories that have been anchored to that object with me. So it's like that rosebud, you know. What is a rosebud? It means something different to each person. A basketball means something entirely different to somebody else than it does to me. To me, it actually represents a lot of difficulty because, for one, I'm just not interested in sports. As far as playing sports, I've just never been into it. I've never been a big spectator of sports until maybe the last few years. I've kind of gotten into it. I think I have tried to be more open-minded about sports in a lot of ways. But anyway, getting back to the basketball, uh, I think it's very easy for people to learn to dribble a basketball and learn to play basketball, at least in a basic sense. But for me, it has a totally different connotation because being in a wheelchair, I really struggled in PE class just to learn to dribble a basketball. I don't know if you've ever tried sitting and dribbling at the same time, but I imagine that it's a lot more difficult than when you're standing, because when you're standing, you can very subtly course correct your body, your whole body. Not only, I know dribbling is largely just with your hand, but when you really think about it, there's a lot of subtle movements that you use in your whole body to kind of course correct to keep the ball in one place. So for me, dribbling, all I have is my one hand and a little bit of course correction with like my shoulders. So I really struggled. And not only that, but if the ball gets away from you or, loses momentum or whatever, you as, a fully functional person can go and pick up the ball quite easily. Whereas picking up a basketball for me it is just, at least when I was little, was not an easy thing at all. So it was a very trying thing for me just to learn to dribble a basketball. It's a funny thing. It's just a very, simple example of how an object or a symbol can come with its own unique perspective for every individual. And, I know other people out there, some people dribbling is very natural and they learn it right away. And for others, even people not in wheelchairs, for others, maybe you're just like not naturally coordinated and you really struggle with that. Or maybe you're allergic to the material. I actually am allergic to latex. So, there's different objects and toys and things that I had to worry about as a kid that other children probably never even thought of as being potentially dangerous. It's painted who I am. And I think there's so many things like that that everybody has that paint who they are. And we never appreciate that kind of thing. It's very rare for people to stop and appreciate the complexity in the symbols that people develop in their brain. It's all very fascinating to me. So just thought I would share that. That's all.